Is Mandarin Reduction though? Greetings, salutations, good people. My name is Otis James Bush Jr. This is OJB Cooking. I woke up today with a craving for some lamb chops. And while there are a few restaurants around here that can get it done, can't nobody do it like you boy. Plus, I want to hit it with a little Razzle Dazzle, you feel me? So I'll also be hooking up a good old Mandarin Orange Reduction. So what we gonna need? We got these good old lamb chops, of course, you feel me? Got some thyme, garlic, oranges, of course. Got some seasoning blend that I'll explain a little bit later. And some other random seasonings that I'm gonna add into the reduction, as well as plenty of butter, you feel me? That's pretty much it, man. I'm gonna hook up a few sides, but ain't nothing you ain't never seen before, so I'll throw some links below for the previous videos while I hook these up, you feel me? That's it, man. We're gonna take all of this, hook it on up. Come on with me. All right, good people, welcome back. First thing we're gonna do is cut up these good old Mandarin Oranges, you feel me? Just got an old bag of cuties, and I'm gonna do about 8 of these, and we just gonna slice them up and then juice them up, you know what I mean? Good old fresh juice. I'm trying to get about a cup worth. Ended up a little bit short, but it all worked out. You know, if you're doing it at home and you got the patience, you know what I mean? Try to go and get the whole cup. Either way, it'll be good. Go dump this into a good old saucepan. I believe that's a 10-inch saucepan. I'm trying to get my measurement stuff right. And then we're gonna throw a little pinch of salt up in there, nothing crazy. And then we got some garlic powder going in, you feel me? Just a little touch of that. All right, and then we got some crushed red pepper going in. You can get this at your local grocery store, you know what I mean? You could also substitute other red peppers. You could also use jalapeno if you prefer that flavor. And then we just go simmer this on down. You know, the goal is to reduce it by a little bit more than half. And what you're looking for is a syrupy consistency. You know, one thing you do want to be aware of is as your reduction cools, it will thicken up just naturally while cooling. And you know, reduction is just a great way to just intensify your flavors and whatnot, man. And it really brought out the sweet mandarin, and I added that spice to it. It's fire. Yeah, we about the game. We about almost done. Yeah, just like that. And then what we got here is some seasoning that my auntie sent me. This is a cousin of mine who lives in Australia. He made a signature seasoning called Patrick Spice, and as you can see, it's good on all kinds of things. You know, if you're interested, come on back to this part of the video and come to the freeze frame. He does, you know, talk about whatever seasonings he put into the blend, but it's, you know, derived from African, you know, heritage or whatnot. It's folks Africa, specific in Nigeria. You know what I'm saying? But it's very tasty, very tasty. You feel me? And then we got our pan on that medium high heat, about 5.5 on like the little dial. If you're looking at the dial, you know what I mean? If you're just trying to be real specific. And then we just let our olive oil heat up, and we go throw our lamb chops on into the pan. Now I did put those first two in the middle in about a minute and a half ahead of the other ones, just simply because they are much thicker. You know what I mean? I want to make sure, you know, I get the cook time about right, you know, for all of them at the same time, so I can baste them up. You feel me? Just like that. And we're just trying to get a nice sear on each side. Probably each one went about a total of 2.5-3 minutes on each side. I'd say all together this probably took about 6 or 7 minutes max. Flip that, just like that. You know, that sear on those ones in the middle came out a little heavy, but a lot of that is just the seasoning. You know what I mean? Get a little bit too dark in the pan, but it all balances out. You'll see when we get to basting it up and plate it. We'll be in the game. Trust you, boy. Just trust you, bro. And then once I flipped them over, throwing a couple of tablespoons of butter into the pan, and then we got 3 cloves of fresh garlic that I'm gonna add to this. And I crushed my garlic cloves just a bit so we can release some of those aromatics. You feel me? Aromatics. There we go. And then we also going to add a few fresh thyme sprigs. You could also use rosemary, you know what I mean, if you prefer. I'm a big thyme fan, so I went with that. And then we're going to let that get to know each other, let it get, you know, into the butter and get all up into the garlic. And then we're just going to test our temperature here. Now we're looking for about 135 internal. And you know, just kind of measuring throughout, just to make sure we don't go over those. The thinner ones probably ended up probably about 140, just simply because they were a little thin, but it's all good. And then we go and baste that out just like that, boy. We just spraying out all those good flavors, you know what I mean? So that garlic and that thyme and that butter, they done got to know each other at this particular point. They done got nice and acquainted, and then we just go spread the just like that. Getting a little closer to our temperature. It's about time to take them out. I'm gonna hit them with a little bit more. We got our potatoes that, you know, I ain't show y'all cooking, but I'm gonna link some videos down below so you can get a look at that. Asparagus as well. I've also did asparagus, nothing to it for real. And then we got our good old lamb chops. 1 thing, 2 things. Coming back for that 3 things. And then we go hit it with a little nail. I'm telling y'all, man, this Mandarin Reduction, boy. Trying to told you. A little bit more. Just like that. And then, of course, gotta throw on some fresh parsley just because, you know, why not? And now we in the game, baby. Yeah, look how beautiful that is, boy. Talk about the restaurant down the street's lamb chops. Boy, they can't hang with me. They hang with my stuff, boy. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I know you want to bite. I know you want to bite. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And you can get you one. You know what I'm saying? Go and recreate this at the crib with this good old reduction. You gonna be in the game. All right, good people. Moment of truth. Time to test it out. See what it do. Oh yeah. Yes, sir. See what these potatoes hitting on, even though I didn't show y'all me making them, you know what I'm saying? This Mandarin Reduction though, it's fire. So yeah, this has satisfied my lamb chop craving.